Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Everybody have a blessed week. All praise to the Most High for getting us through another one in Babylon. We celebrate the Most High's day, ordained from the beginning. First, we give all praises, all honor, all glory to the God of gods, the God of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans of Negro and Indian descent. That's right. Yahweh, we do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Right. So for this Sabbath lesson, we're going to go into 1 Corinthians chapter 8 to explain, because within our community, and not just our community, even amongst Christians, it's a controversial chapter, and so we're going to just touch on it. But first, we want to go into the Psalms, give the Most High
I wish I said the song.
praise, right? So let's do.
That's the, I don't know which one.
Let's do Psalms 115. When you get it, Zach.
So 115?
Psalms chapter 115.
Yep. 105.
This ironically goes into part of the lesson is.
Got a book of Psalms, chapter 115, verse.
Start from the top.
Oh, top, yep. King James Version of the Bible, Psalms, chapter 115, verse 1. Not unto us, O Lord Most High, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake.
So don't give it to us, don't give it to man, give the glory to the Most High, right? For unto his name give glory, for his mercy and for his truth's sake, right? Go ahead.
Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God?
So everybody been saying, where's the Most High, right? We've been hearing about the end times since my grandma, since I was a little baby, Granny reading the Bible, talking about these are end times. So now the people are saying everybody's losing faith in it. They're saying, where's our God? Go ahead.
But our God is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he hath pleased. Mm-hmm. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of man's hands.
So our God is in heaven, and he does whatever he pleases. You can't rush the Most High to bring this calamity, the end of this world, right? The Most High is going to do everything on his time. He reveals it to the prophets, but he does things on his time, right? Yeah. Their gods is made from silver and gold. Their gods, they can form them however they want to. Go ahead.
They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. Mm-hmm. They have ears, but they hear not. Mm-hmm. Noses they have, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat.
Mm-hmm. So they have all these features, right? They're vanity, right? They have all these. They build their gods with eyes, mouth, nose, hands, feet, a throat, and all of it is in vain because their gods can't do anything. Go ahead.
They that make them are like unto them, so is everyone that trusted in them.
And that their gods is vanity. And it says, and the people that make these gods is vanity also. Everyone that trusts in them is serving vanity.
Yep, what's that? Verse 9. Psalm 115, verse 9. O Israel, trust thou in the Lord Most High. He is their help and their shield.
See, the Most High is our help. He's our shield. He defends us, right? Go ahead.
O house of Aaron, trust in the Lord Most High. He is their help and their shield.
And this is going to the Levitical priesthood, the high priest, right? The lineage of Aaron is the priestly line. Go ahead.
Ye that fear the Lord Most High, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield.
So the Most High, repeat that 3 times. We have to trust in the Most High. He's our help and He's our shield. Go ahead.
The Lord Most High has been mindful of us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron.
So the Most High forget about His people. The Most High is mindful of us. He remembers us, right? And He says He has good thoughts towards us, right?
Yep,
so the Most High didn't forget His people. Go ahead.
He will bless them that fear the Lord Most High, both small and great.
Yeah.
The Lord Most High shall increase you more and more, you and your children. Ye are blessed of the Lord Most High, which made heaven and earth. The heaven, even the heavens, are the Lord's, but the earth hath He given to the children of men.
Right? So the Most High said that we are blessed of Him, right? We are blessed of Him. He made heaven and earth, right? It says the heavens, even the heavens are the Most High's. That's the Most High's domain. But the earth He's given to children of men. He's given to us. Go ahead.
It says, the dead praise not the Lord Most High, neither any that go down into silence.
So this is your chance to praise the Most High. When you're dead, you're not going to be praising the Most High. The scriptures say that the dead remember nothing, right? The dead is resting. The dead is in a sleep. It says in the book of Job that the wicked and the good is there, right? The wise and the fool is in the same place, right? They're resting. So this is your time now while you're here to praise the Most High, to give Him His glory, to give Him His honor. Go ahead.
But we will bless the Lord Most High from this time forth and forevermore. Praise the Lord Most High.
Right? And we will bless the Most High's name forevermore, right? Praise the Most High. This goes into what really the topic of this class is about. Now, how do you praise the Most High? How do you worship the Most High?
Of course, in truth, for waking you up. Oh, so many ways you can praise Him, as long as it's good in a good way. Because he's
Salakia. Says something is wrong with my mic.
Oh.
Salakia. We have a new system, so we're just going through some technical issues. But the question I asked is, how do we worship the Most High? Go ahead, Zach.
Worship Him in spirit and truth.
In spirit and truth, but how do we do that?
By praying.
By praying. Benaniah? Keeping His commandments, okay. So these are ways that you worship the Most High, yes. But I got a question for you. Can you worship the Most High without being conscious of the Most High? Like if let's say I lived on a remote island, right? I lived on a remote island and I never heard of the Most High. Can I worship the Most High? You can? Go ahead.
Yes, you can worship Him.
All right. This goes into the lesson, right? This is going to be an interesting one. All right. So the second question I have to ask is, in the Bible, right? In the Bible, just give me a couple of names of the gods of the other nations. Any that y'all could think of.
Confucius.
What's that?
Confucius.
Confucius? Okay, that's a Chinese god. But in the Bible, I was saying specifically, like, because the Bible lists many gods, right?
Sun God.
The sun god? All right, so I'll give you, for example.
Pagan.
So Moloch, right? Yeah. Moloch, he's mentioned. But how did the Ammonites worship Moloch? Sacrificing their kids, right? So there was a way that they did that, right? I don't know if you ever read in the Bible, it says about they build the groves for their idol, right? You know what the groves are? The groves are clearing out in the woods. The idea of modern strippers comes from that. That's why that's how they worshipped Astaroth, the fertility god, right? They would clear out places in the woods and have the women swing around one tree. That's where it eventually evolved into how you see the stripper pole and all that, right? This is fertility, women worship. Yes, the pole symbolizes Astaroth, the fertility, and they dance around her for femininity. The trees for you understand, that's how they worship. But the question is, how do we worship the one true God? We have to do it in our mind. In our mind. Right? And it starts in your mind. Like you can, for example, I can keep the commandments. But if I'm not acknowledging the reason I'm keeping the commandments, that's not really worshiping the Most High, right? I'm just doing an act. I'm doing something, right? But it's not because the Most High said so, right? Like, for example, a Muslim doesn't eat pork. One of our commandments is to not eat pork. Now, does that mean that the Muslim is worshiping Yahweh? Not at all, right? They're just doing that because that's part of their custom. We have to acknowledge the Most High in our mind in order to worship the Most High, right?
Yeah, that's why I said answer that. So okay. We have the mind of Christ.
You have to have the mind. And this is a very important thing for us. You had some, Judah?
And also, in addition to that, he said, and to do.
Exactly. It has to be in your mind first, and then do it. So just doing it isn't enough.
Not enough just to hear it.
Yeah, it's not just enough to say, oh, well, today's the Sabbath. I'm just gonna rest. No, you have to rest from your labors for a purpose, because in your mind you are conscious that this is what the Most High requires of you, right? So now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 14. Because I'm building to 1 Corinthians chapter 8 so that we could get the understanding of why this is controversial. 4 verse 14.
That's what Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord Most High commanded me at the time to teach you statutes and judgments,
Mm-hmm.
that ye might do them in the land whether ye go to possess it.
Uh-huh.
Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves.
So Moses is telling the Israelites, the Most High commanded him to teach you the Most High statutes and his judgments, right? Before we went into the land. So he's telling you, take good heed to yourselves. Be mindful of yourselves. Go ahead.
For ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord Most High spake unto you in Horeb,
Mm-hmm.
out of the midst of the fire.
Right? Because that's never been seen before, never been seen again. Right? We got to see something that's completely unique in this world. The Most High spoke to us out of a fire on the mountain. Not just to Moses, to the whole nation of Israel. Right? We all saw it. We all heard it. We all felt the mountain shaking, right? That's never happened to anybody else in the history of the world. Go ahead.
You in the Horeb, out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
Mm-hmm. You got something to
Yeah,
that?
I'm going to say some potential, not just right there. I thought about, remember when Moses went up to Mount Sinai, the movie Ten Commandments?
Uh-huh.
Then after they built the golden calf.
Of course, before he
said,
came down.
Go, for they have corrupted themselves.
Exactly. The Most High said, exactly. Be mindful lest you corrupt yourselves. Go ahead.
Verse 7, no.
17.
Again,
Mhm.
it says, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winds fowl that fly in the air,
Mm-hmm.
the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them.
So you see this, right? Let me pause right there. So the Most High said, don't corrupt yourself and make a graven image of anything, any similitude in the earth, right? Now, anybody know who Dogon is? Dogon. He is the fish god, right? For the Philistines, the people that Samson destroyed, right? So they made an image of a god similar to a fish, right? Anybody know who Brahma is? The bull, the Indian bull god, right? The Vishnu is the Indian elephant god, right? Let's see, we could continue. Anybody is familiar with Ra? He's the sun god, right? The other nations, and this is what this chapter is saying, the other nations looked around the earth and they made gods for themselves of these things, right? You had something, Julie?
Whatever gave off power.
What's that?
Whatever gave off significant power.
Exactly, that they in their minds, go back to the mind. In their minds, this is power. This is God, right? You had something?
When you look at it, that fish god, Dagon, is supposed to be in semblance of a mermaid.
A mermaid, Khan.
Yeah.
The Sumerians also worship something similar to that too, right? But they're seeing different things. A man, fish. You see all those in the hieroglyphs in Egypt. They got the bullhead, the ibis. They got different things to, you understand, to symbolize these things because they're worshiping these things, right? Like in the chambers of the pharaohs, dead cats, because they believe that the cat carried. You understand? They worship different things, that the cats help see them over to the other side. They give all these powers of the Most High to different things, right? Go ahead, let's continue.
And serve them, which the Lord Most High of thy power hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
So you see who gave them these gods? The Most High gave them those gods. Right? The Most High divided them to the people under the, right? Go ahead, let's continue.
It says verse 20. But the Lord Most High hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
But we're not like everybody else. The Most High could have had us like everybody else, worshiping some madness, right? But the Most High took us out of there, revealed himself to us, and let us know who is the power, who is the authority. The children of Israel, the children of Jacob, is not like anybody else on this earth, because our relationship to the one true God, right? So the Most High said, be careful, don't corrupt yourself with these idols, right? Don't get that in your mind to think that these are gods, right? So now let's go to the next one.
Verse 21, Deuteronomy 4, verse 21.
Now let's skip there. Let's go to Exodus 34 and verse 10.
Let's go to Exodus. Chapter 34, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people, I the Most High will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord Most High. For it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold,
So the
I
Most High,
drive-
so this terrible thing that the Most High is doing to us or with us is he's showing us this example. We went into Egypt, how many people? 70 souls. Came out a multitude innumerable, right? Over a course of 225 years. And we grew like the sands of the sea, right? So he says, and now he's brought us out, revealed a command, gave us commandments, and said he's going to show us something terrible. He's going to drive out the nations that's in the land. Right? The Most High is doing this. He's showing us this. He's before Exodus, we're still in the wilderness. This is before we even got into the land, right? So let's continue. Verse 11 again.
Yeah, verse 11 from the top again of Exodus 34, verse 11. Observe thou that which I, the Most High, command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the
Perizzite.
and the Hivite, and the Jebusite.
Mm-hmm.
Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land.
You see that? You see the Most High made that one, and again, take heed to yourself. Be mindful of yourself. The key operative thing that you're going to notice today in today's lesson, the Most High keeps telling you about your mind. He keeps mentioning your mind. Go ahead. Take heed.
With the inhabitants of the land, whether thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Because we're going to go in and we're going to make a covenant with them. Now, let's say we go into, let's take this practical. We go to a new neighborhood, right? Let's say you move to a new neighborhood. You want peace when you go there, right? So you make, being a good neighbor, right? Now you go to your neighbor house and your neighbor is worshiping, I don't know, Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, one of those Indian gods, right? Do you, who know better, who knows the covenant that you have with the Most High, do you, because you're trying to be peaceful with them, now you do the custom of that land?
You know, in the spirit, it's significant that you brought that up. Because there was a time in the past where this female had
Come closer, yeah.
where this female had took me to our house.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in a brownstone. And we talked a little while, and then she had got into that what do you call it?
the speaking in tongues.
No, it was the
Voodoo.
Yeah,
Voodoo.
Yeah, that's it. She started doing that, and she asked me, "You want to join?" I said, "No, that's all right. That's all right." Now, I really, at that time, didn't know better. Was something about the spirit that you don't want to deal with that.
Exactly.
Right? So, I'm just saying, it's funny how you brought that up. Brought that to mind.
As you say that too, man. This is before the truth. Maybe about 10 years ago, I was it was a dead end job, right? It was like a call-in center job, and this girl, she said something similar to me. She told me that she's into Santeria, and that she was gonna pray for me. And I said, first, like, my beliefs, I don't know nothing about Santeria. I know about Obia, I know about Voodoo, right? Like, those are black stuff that we don't get into, right? I ain't never heard of Santeria before. So I literally looked it up. I'm like, nah, don't pray for me. whatever you do, don't pray for me, because I don't want whatever it is you're worshiping to get me confused. Don't do that, right? But the point is we know better, so we can't go along with it, right? So that's what the Most High is saying, that take heed to yourself, lest you corrupt yourself with them. Because in the name of peace, now you're gonna, it's like America. I'll give a better example. Like America, every president that I can think of in the past has went to the Israel Wailing Wall and got their head bobbing up and down like they're crazy, right? America's supposed to be a Christian nation. Why are you going to the Jewish wall for, right? This is corrupting themselves with that, right? Because they don't know what it is they're worshiping, right? So this is what the Most High is saying. He's going to drive out the inhabitants so y'all could take heed to yourself and don't corrupt yourself with what they got going on. Let's continue.
In the book of Exodus chapter 34, verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images.
See what America was supposed to do over there? Not go there and Barack, Donald Trump, who else? What's the guy that Creepy Joe? Right? All of them went to the Wailing Wall. All of them and did that little ritual, whatever it is they're doing, right? The Most High said we're supposed to destroy their idols. We're supposed to destroy their sanctuaries, right? We're not supposed to count and try to can't we all get along? Go ahead.
Break their images and cut down their groves.
Mm-hmm.
For thou shalt worship no other God, but the Lord Most High, whose name is jealous.
Mm-hmm. See, now that obviously don't mean the Most High's name is jealous. It's a characteristic of him, right? He is a jealous person. And in his anger, he will rain fury because of that jealousy. Go ahead.
Is a jealous God.
Mm-hmm.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their God, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice.
Go ahead.
And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no molten god.
So after we read that, can we eat something sacrificed to another god? What sayest thou? No. Judah?
No.
Benaniah? No. No. All right. All praises, right? We all agree. So it is in a full agreement. We can't eat things sacrificed to idols. All praises. Now let's fast forward to the New Testament. Let's see if they taught this same idea after Christ, right? Let's go to Acts chapter 15, verse 21. Because one thing that you'll find, one controversial thing that you'll find is that position that we all just agreed on wholeheartedly. And I will explain to you what's happening. You got something, Judah?
Yeah. When he was mentioning about the wailing at the wall, Christians going to the wall and bowing and banging their head against the wall. Behind that is for the sake of money.
Of course.
Right? And just now you mentioned the part about say what you said.
Eating sacrifice to God.
We have went to the borders. It's like guys out here now that's selling on the Sabbath. I mentioned to them, you're saying that you're all right with the Father, but here's truth. The Father said no buying
and selling, exactly.
So how would you,
exactly
partake of that, but yet you eating,
Exactly. And that in a sense is spiritually, that's exactly what it is, because America's land of commerce, this is a capitalist society. If you can make money, America's all for it. So because if I'll use Islam because they're a prominent religious group, right? If you're in Mecca on a Friday afternoon when they have their Juma service, everything is shut down. Everything. Ain't no buying, no selling, no nothing. Everybody's at Juma. And if you ain't at Juma, you in your house. You're not on the streets even, right? So imagine what they would do if they catch you with your stall open during Juma, right? Just because you're in a place that allows it. Now in America, those same Muslims, they still got their stores open. You understand? They have fornicated spiritually with America because they gave up their religion for this capitalist society, right? But this is, on a spiritual level, it's the same thing, right? So let's go to Acts chapter 15 and verse 21. Con.
Let's look at Acts chapter 15, verse 21. For Moses of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogue every Sabbath day.
Right? So when they teach the law, when? Every Sabbath day, right? Go ahead.
Then pleased it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, surnamed Barsabas, and Silas, chief men among the brethren. And they wrote letters by them after this manner: the apostles and elders and brethren send greetings unto the brethren which are of the Gentiles in Antioch and Syria and Cilicia.
Cilicia, go ahead. So we see this is we all know that Paul's mission, you know, he traveled and he was teaching of Christ and the gospel, right? So this is, we know that they're converting people, or rather bringing people back to the true understanding, right? Go ahead.
For as much as we have heard that certain which went out from us have troubled you with words.
So hold that 1 second. Just let's go to verse 1 in Acts chapter 15 real quick, and then we'll go right back there.
Let's look at Acts chapter 15, verse 1. And certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren, and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, you cannot be saved.
So what he's talking about in verse 24, right, is those same men that came down. People, so Paul went out to teach, Paul, Silas, Barnabas, right? They went out to teach, and I guess opposing sets sent people after them also to kind of just go against what they were teaching, right? Like, so, you know, Jake, man, you know, black people, man. You know, we were wise to do evil, you know, like instead of them going out there and trying to get fruits on their own, they go in and trying to pick up fruits off somebody else's tree, you know? So what he's saying is, go ahead, verse 24 again.
Acts chapter 15, verse 24. For as much as we have heard that certain which went out from us have troubled you with words.
So those Jews troubled them with words. Go ahead.
Subverting your souls, saying, ye must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we gave no such commandment.
Go ahead.
It seemed good unto us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men unto you with our beloved Barnabas and Paul, men that have hazarded their lives for the name of the Lord our one, Jesus Christ, a Mashiach. We have sent, therefore, Judas and Silas, who shall also tell you the same things by mouth.
So this is the letters that the elders sent over This is to Antioch and Athens and in Greece, right? To the different churches that Paul taught in Greece, right? Go ahead.
In verse 28.
28.
Acts 15, verse 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things.
So they're not saying don't keep the law. What they're saying is, I always say this, it's a good example. People die more from indigestion than from starvation. What do they mean? You bite off more than you can chew. And so because you bite off more than you can chew, you end up just leaving it. Right? Because you hear you're an Israelite today, and now you want to do the whole law. You want to throw away. You understand what I'm saying? Like you want to do everything. You learned you're Israelite today, and you're super brute tomorrow. No, brother, this isn't a race. This is a marathon. Get this law first, and then go on to something else. Master that. Then you could continue to add on. You got something, Judah?
Or like going in before you get knowledge and power from the Bible, you going into other books.
Exactly. You're trying to be. You're getting ahead of your skis. You're doing too much. Get this first. Learn to love your neighbor, right? Before you decide to go and I want to sacrifice to the Most High right now. Brother, get the basics first. Get the milk first, then you go to the meat, right? And that's basically what they're saying. Keep the whole law. Wow, this man didn't even know he was an Israelite 2 days ago. You know he's still craving weed right now? Like he learned he's an Israelite 2 days ago, and his body's recovering from that withdrawal that he's going through from sinning. The things that he liked to do 2 days ago is still in his mind. They're still popping up in his mind. And you telling this man to keep the whole law, to be perfect in every single thing that you're doing. No, you got to crawl before you walk. You're giving this man indigestion. He's biting more than he can chew, right? And that's basically what he's saying. Start with these, master these, and then goes to something else. Let's continue.
Acts 15, verse 29. That ye abstain from meats offered to idols.
Right? So, Salakia, I've been in the church over 7 years, right? And sometimes that old man still pop up in the back of my mind. Like, hey, they just dropped $20 right there. I know it's my people that, and man, I could use that $20. I don't want to go in my bank and go spend more money. The guy sent me that lunch. Nope, I'm trying to justify it in my mind. That's the old man, right? So just imagine somebody that's brand new in the truth, right?
I won't say add no to that. So see, that's why it's so important. People fail to realize, remember the mind. You have the mind of the house, right? So now things is, you're not walking in the spirit. Mm-hmm. You're going to do these other things. Exactly. And it starts in your mind. Right? That's why the fringes is important. Why? Because it's a visual reminder. The Most High's law is so perfect, right? It's a visual reminder. Keep that law, brother. You look down to go reach for that $20. You just, man, my friend is there. Now you, in your conscience, the Most High got you. That was the Most High finger right there. Got you. I seen you. I know what you was about to do, brother. Right? So go ahead, read that verse again from the top. From the top of Acts 15, verse 29. That ye abstain from meats offered to idols. So you see in the New Testament after Christ, they're still saying abstain from meats offered to idols. Go ahead. And from blood. Go ahead. And from things strangled. Now, what does that mean, things strangled? I'll explain it, right? You know what it is? It's the same thing as from blood. Because you think of something that died from itself, right? Something that died from itself, like roadkill. The thing is when the way we prepare meat, we're supposed to slaughter the animal, and there's a process of bloodletting, they call it, where you drain the blood out of it. An animal that's strangled didn't have any chance to go through that process. You understand? So that's what it's saying. As Shalom says.
right? That's why it's saying from things strangled, right? Because they didn't have a chance to be, the blood cleans out of it, right? Because you, back in the days, you know, you find a dead deer or something, you might think, hey, that's food. You know, that's food for weeks. But the Most High is telling you that wasn't killed properly. It didn't have a chance to drain the blood. So stay away from stuff like that. Go ahead.
Strangled and from fornication,
Mm-hmm.
from which if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well.
Right?
Fare ye well.
Right. So we see in the New Testament, even they're talking about avoiding food sacrificed to idols, right? So now before I go into this, I got a truth bomb. I got a truth bomb that some people might not like. Anybody heard of halal food? Is halal food offered to idols?
Yeah, I would say.
100% is offered to idols. 100%. Can you bring up that video, that quick shorts? I just want you guys to see it from the mouth of Muslims themselves. Like in Manhattan, they got halal stands everywhere. And, you know, they boast on it. It's halal food, halal this, halal that, right? But we'll just see a quick short, about 20 seconds, the process of how they make halal food. Huh? Halal, it's the way that they kill the animal, right? The animal itself might not be an unclean animal, but the process of it.
Okay, the method in which they.
So they don't bring the
Yeah, the volume's not working. We don't have speakers set up? Oh man, it can't hear it. But so I'll just help you out for it, right? When the guy pinned the animal down, before he kills him, they recite Bismillah, 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 in the name of Allah, in the name of Allah, in the name of Allah. And that's how they kill them, right? Now, I want to read something quick from Google. I don't think I sent this a part of the class, but yeah, I don't know why the speaker's not working. But before,
you can hear it online.
yes,
You can hear it.
you can hear. Let me see.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Can we hear him talking?
Because I remember it was another video.
Bro, and all of it is in Vegas. Let me see.
Can we hear him talking?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it's okay. But I just want you to. This is the Google definition of sacrifice to idols. It says sacrifice to idols mean food or meat that was first offered in a pagan ritual to a false god. Pagan religious ritual to a false god before being sold in a marketplace or served at a community feast, right? Now you might not think of slaughtering the animal and saying in the name of Allah, in the name of Allah but that's ritual. That's something that they do religiously. You understand? That's a religious practice. That process of making something halal is a religious ritual. That they do it for their religion, and ritual is something that they do over and over again, right? But I got good news, and I got good news for everybody. But you could cancel that, go back, stop sharing the screen, and go back. Yeah.
What Taylor just said, everybody I know, brother, it's kosher. Halal food is kosher. That's all you had.
That's not what it means.
Now,
Kosher means ready, fit to eat, according to the law of God. Halal means that it was slaughtered a certain way by Muslims. Like me, for example, I could take that animal and kill it the same way, but if I don't invoke the name of allow over it, that's not halal meat.
And the ritual prayers.
It's a part it's a common thing for us, especially the cheapest food that I work in Manhattan. The cheapest food that you can buy in Manhattan is halal food because it's readily available. I don't got to go in no store. I could go in there, $7 and get me a bowl of chicken over rice, lamb over rice with the white sauce or with the reds. And it's good. I'm not going to lie. It tastes good. But just knowing what we know, right? But I got good news. Because when I found this out too, it's like, I've been eating halal food, you know? I've been eating halal food. Just looking into this made me realize, you know, in my conscience, I've been eating halal food. I can't do that, right?
And the word halal in Hebrew means praise.
Praise, exactly. All right, so now let's get into the controversial piece. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 8. We'll start at the top. Now, before we do that, the school of thought. There's two prevalent school of thought on this, right? Because in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, Paul says some things that are hard to explain, hard to understand. Right? And so we're just going to go through it, and then we'll as Nehemiah 8 and 8 say, and then give the sense of it, right? So start 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1.
Yeah, read our book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Knowledge puffed up, but charity edifieth.
Uh-huh. So knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. Keep that in mind. We're going to go right back to that at the end, but let's continue.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know.
Mm-hmm.
But if any man love God most high, the same is known of him.
Right? So the Most High knows who loves him, right? Go ahead.
As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world.
Now, remember earlier I kept harping on your mind, knowledge. Now, let's pause there. Are the gods of, let's, many things in the Bible is called God. We know that, right? We know the prince, Yahweh Shah said first that the prince of this world is coming and he has nothing in me, right? In 1 Corinthians, Paul himself, I believe it's chapter 4, or 2 Corinthians chapter 4, he says that the God of this world had blinded them, right? And we know he's talking about who? Satan. We know in the scriptures there are many different things called gods. There's Astaroth, Tammuz, right? There's a plethora of things. Now, this is the $1 million question. Do the gods exist? Do the other gods exist? And are they gods? So, for example, the Egyptians worship the sun. We know the sun exists, but is the sun God?
No.
The sun is not God. Tammuz exists in the mind of his followers. They do not exist in real life. And this is what Paul is saying. We know that an idol is nothing. We know Allah is nothing. We know this. Paul is speaking with power here. We know this. Right? He's telling the followers, we know this. Right? Go ahead, let's continue.
It says verse 1 Corinthians 8, verse 3.
Verse 4.
Yeah, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world,
Mhm.
and that there is none other God but one.
We know that there's only one God. Everything that they're doing is in vain. When the Muslim, when we out there at camp and we see the guy selling the oil drop down and start doing his prayers, I always wonder, bro, if somebody would just happen to run by and snatch a bunch of those oils, what would he do? You know, because we know he's praying to nothing, right? We know that. And this is where Paul is, a lot of the people who say that Paul is off for this teaching, they don't know in their mind. They have not graduated to another level yet, right? And this is what Paul is teaching, that he has graduated to another level, right? He says, we know that an idol is nothing. Go ahead. And there's none other God but one. Go ahead, verse 5.
For though there be that are called gods,
Mm-hmm.
whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many.
So Paul is well aware that there are many things called gods. Go ahead.
It says, but to us there is but one power.
But to us there is one God. Point blank, period. Who's that one God? Continue.
The Father, of whom all things, and we in him. And one Lord out of one, Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
Mashiach, by whom all are things, and we by him.
Right? Yahweh, the one God, the Most High, and his one appointed ruler over the world, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah.
It's like amazing how because they don't know, because they don't believe spiritually, they have to create an image.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas our image of the Heavenly Father is the Mashiach, Yahweh.
Exactly. Then that's something that's a deep thing that you're saying too. Understanding that the Most High said he made man in his image. Yahweh Shah is in the image of the Most High. Yahweh Shah does the Most High's will. Once you do as he says, you are in his image also. You have to understand that, right? Because, and the Bible actually teaches that, but that's a whole nother lesson for another day, right? Let's continue with this one and we'll get through it. Go ahead.
First Corinthians 8, verse 7. Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge.
But in every Israelite, there's not that knowledge. I've seen brothers go online and make, not sacrilegious, because that's too hard of a word, but they make some really bold claims about the Apostle Paul. They make some really bold claims, and Paul is really short sentence, let you know they don't have that knowledge. They don't have that understanding. Why? Because you can't serve God unless it's in your mind first. You have to serve God in your mind first. The scriptures say in Joshua that the law, you're supposed to meditate on this law, right? Because if they meditate on this law, they would understand the idols ain't nothing. That's why God keeps saying, be mindful of yourself, lest you corrupt yourself. Be mindful of yourself. Take heed to yourself, lest you corrupt yourself, because you're allowing these other things to come in your mind, that clear mind. Allah is a lie. There is one God. Everything else is just, it's just unnecessary, vanity. Everything else that you're praying to as God is vanity. There's one God. Everything else, your Moloch, right? And I used Moloch earlier for a specific reason. We used to put our kids into the fire to show that we worship Moloch. How? That's your mind causing you to commit an action. That Christ teaches us too. Sin starts in your mind. And then you do the action. Then you put your kids to worship Moloch. You made that sin in your mind to believe that Moloch exists. And that to get his favor or his mercy, you have to put your kid in that oven, right? But Moloch doesn't exist. You killed your kid first because you disobeyed the Most High. And then for no reason, right? So we have to understand that this is what Paul is saying. Verse 7 again. Oh, you had something, Judah?
And every day we attacked by these images.
Every day. I work in Lower Manhattan. Once, maybe twice a day, I pass that bull statue. I have never, and I've worked at this location for about 4 years now. I have never, not one time, ride past that bull statue without seeing a line there for people to touch it and take pictures with it. They will, I'm talking about wintertime. Cold, I wouldn't be outside if I didn't have to, and they're online to touch this statue, right? So the idolatry, not saying that they put any kind of power, but they go out their way to go do to do this, you know. I have never, not once, decided to hop off my bike and touch that thing. Like, why would I even do that? Like, there's no power in this bull. But it goes to show that calf in Israel's folly, these other nations still into it, you know. Oh, the golden calf, you know. Go ahead.
Just like now the Caesar Borgias.
Caesar Borgia, exactly. Yeah, they go into the church and kiss, do the dip the hand in dirty water, do the sign of the cross 3 times, kiss the feet of the Virgin Mary, kiss the feet of Christ. All this before they even sit down for service. Like, you're worshiping these things, right? They're not reading the Bible. The Bible tell you don't make these things. Why are you doing it? Right?
You know, there was a picture. There was a picture named the Devil's Advocate. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the picture, Satan's disciple said, "My favorite sin is vanity."
God.
Because people are subject to vanity.
People are subject to vanity all the time, right? They say the devil's best trick is making you believe he's not real.
Good.
The devil is real. He's right there. Look, the devil is more prevalent to us. I always say it, the devil got them already outside. He got the world already. It's you he don't got. So he's gonna come to you in ways, you know, a cousin, a niece, somebody gonna try to get in your ear, and you have to be vigilant to realize, hey, sin's that.
It's so interesting you say that because my sister recently told me that she was converting to Islam.
Converting to Islam.
Yes. And I said to her, why? Well, her son just went to jail and she wanted to be able to share that with him. I was like, that is so crazy.
That is.
And I said, you know what I do every day. And you're talking about converting to Islam. And she had the nerve to say, there's peace in it. I said, and they blow themselves up and you say there's peace in that? Where is the peace?
Good.
It was so shocking. And you know, and I say that, you know, to just to add on to what you were saying, that
I want to get something out the Bible for her.
I got a scripture.
You got a scripture?
Matthew's 15 and 17 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
It says, do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the draught. But those things which proceed out of the mouth cometh forth from the heart.
From your mind. Yep, go ahead.
And they defile the man.
And that's what defiles you. Your mind. You have to get your mind right in this truth. Understand. Get your mind right. Go ahead.
For out of the heart proceeded evil thoughts, murders, adultery, fornication, theft, false witness, blasphemy. These are the things which defile a man,
Mm-hmm.
but to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man.
I got hold that First Corinthians. I want you to read Deuteronomy 13:6. This is just pertaining to what your sister said. That is, as you were saying it, that law popped in my mind, and I'm like, wow, that is completely against the law of the Most High. Like,
That's with Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6.
mm-hmm.
If any brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul,
So somebody that you love dearly as your own soul, right? Go ahead.
entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers,
Go ahead.
namely the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee,
So it doesn't matter if they're close to you or far from you, the gods of these people. Go ahead.
from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him,
Mm-hmm.
nor hearken unto him. Neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him.
And she's supposed to be the first. Go ahead.
Upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people, and thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord Most High thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So that she's not supposed to consent to. I understand. Look, as a human, I understand fully. But if she was in our land, she's supposed to not conceal it and be the first to throw that stone, right? And it goes to show how far we've fallen. I understand as a human. 1 second, Judah. As a human, I perfectly understand it, because it's like her son is going through something and she wants to connect with him. I marvel still at a mother's love for her kids. But at the same time too, it's like, it's tough. Yahweh Shah said, if any man loves the mother, father, son, sister, yeah, it's rough. How did you do? What did you tell her?
You are so wrong. I told her you're wrong, and
Is
I
he
think you need to pray about that.
Khan?
But I told her you're wrong. I was like, that is wrong. I said, that's not who we are. So why would you take on that?
Khan. You have something else?
Yeah, that's why it's gonna be brutal. That's why Yahweh Shai said it's time to separate yourself, because I come to bring separation in the household, because it's gonna get to a point, man. A lot of people that in your family who you love, who you think you know, you have to say, listen, the line is drawn.
Khan.
Because when that judgment comes and
Yeah.
you involved with them too, you're going down too.
Khan.
That's why we have to start separating. And not be, oh no, kumbaya love. It's time to start
Separating. Khan. You got something,
Yeah,
Judah?
Ben had just was in the same thinking I was in, that scripture that the Most High allows us to see about the vision.
Khan.
Right? 'Cause I'm going through something similar with my daughter. Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing how a lot of our people out there, they say, boy, my heart. They don't understand that you're talking about the
Your
mind.
mind, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's incredible how so many of them just dealing with the heart.
Yeah.
And then they want you to go along with the things that they
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You understand?
When I was younger, we always shared rooms, because it was 8 of us in like a 4-bedroom house. And my older brother, not my second oldest brother, He was a Muslim, and he's always been a Muslim from when he was like 16, 17. And, you know, we'd be up at night, and he'd be trying to convert me, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't into it, you know, like, it sounded like it's not it, man. Like, this isn't it. It's not in my spirit, you know, so I've always looked at Islam a little funny, you know, like, especially, so for me, right, even this troop, when I heard about this troop, I didn't just jump right into it.
Good.
I literally was looking into it. I'm like, this can't be real. And that's just, I will study something. If something piqued my interest, I'm going to start looking into it and going through it. And, you know, the Most High revealed it to me that this is the way, as it says in Isaiah 34. You will hear a voice saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. Right. And this is it. Islam is just not it. Right. But yeah, sometimes. Yeah, let's go back to 1 Corinthians. You got precept?
No, precept. Let me just read it. Yeah.
All right, read the precept.
Read that book of Mark, chapter 3. Man, my favorite scripture. Mark, chapter 3, verse 35. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the Most High Power, the same is your brother,
That's
and
right.
my sister, and mother.
That's right. That is right. You know, and I can imagine, especially for her, you know, I'm sure she's similar upbringing as you, right? And maybe, you know, for me, man, my father's family's always been church people. My mom, though she's not religious, she used to make us go to church. Like, I used to go to church Sundays and Wednesdays. And even though I fell out of it, like, we know that there was something here for us. We've always known that, you know, we might not like the establishment of Christianity. So I can only imagine how rough that is. I would say pray for her, you know, like, pray, like, hey, sis, this is your soul. Pray on it, you know, seek the Most High. Like me and Zach was talking about earlier before the class. If it seems hard, seek the Most High. Because at the end of the day, this is a faith-based thing. Yahweh Shah said if our faith was enough, we'd be able to tell that mountain, depart from here, and the mountain move, right? So we can always build up our faith. And when times get hard, I always say, when especially for a family, when things get rough, people either scatter or they huddle together. When things get tight, hard in your life, this is the time where you grip onto the Most High harder, you know, like, and this rough. Let's go back. Go ahead, Zach.
One quick thing what you're saying. You see how people that's Muslim, right? Farrakhan, the brother was on the bus when I was on the bus. You saying that, you know, our people short for lack of knowledge, right? But not that. Not only that too, but he mainly talks about the children of Israel.
Of course. Farrakhan knows where Israel. Everybody knows where Israel.
And if your God was so great, why are you talking about it and what we do?
Exactly. There is.
That's a contradictory. I would think, why am I always drawn to this if this is what I do?
Like when I talk to my brother, especially about Muslim, he's still on it, and I like, bro, just the fact that you guys in your book cite the Bible so much, it's a problem because y'all have a lot of stuff wrong in the Bible. And if Muhammad came 600 years after Christ, and they claim that they came to confirm the book, when exactly did the Bible get corrupted like y'all said? Because that means y'all irresponsible, because y'all should at least kept one pure Bible if Muhammad had the word. And it's like, it doesn't allow them to think rationally. Islam does not allow them to think rationally. It's a cult. It's a cult. But let's continue. Verse.
Deuteronomy chapter.
No.
13, verse
No, let's go back to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 8:7 again. Right? Because this is an important thing, that knowledge. We have to understand that this is all in your mind.
Read up 1 Corinthians chapter.
There with your mind. When you're fasting, It's in your mind, right? Your body, your flesh is telling you all kinds of things, but your mind has to give that instruction for you to eat to break that fast, right? Everything is in your mind. Go ahead.
You know, the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 8, verse 9, no.
Verse 7.
7 again. Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
but some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol.
So you see that? Some with conscience in their mind, they're conscious of an idol. I'm just using Islam as a crutch. In a Muslim's mind, Allah is a thing. And so because they eat this halal meat, they're eating it onto Allah. You understand? Go ahead. The rest of it. And their
conscience being weak is defiled.
So especially if you're came out, converted Islam, you're now in the truth, right? And I'm just using this as a crutch, as an example. Now, they go to a halal stand. They come in the truth, they go to a halal stand. They'll be like, man, I can't eat this because it's an idol. Allah is, in their mind, Allah is still a thing. So now they've eaten something sacrificed to an idol. Paul is going deep with this. Paul is going super deep with this for your mind to understand.
So I'm trying to understand. You're saying pretty much that you can't eat anything that's sacrificed to idols.
I'm saying the conscience. If you, and this is why I said, earlier I said, is halal food sacrifice to idol? 100% it is. 100%. But I also said, but there's good news. And this is where the good news is. Me, y'all, what's up? Ban Yamyan, Allah ain't nothing. That halal meat is chicken. That's chicken, bro. That's not something sacrificed to Allah, because Allah does not exist. Right? This is what Paul is teaching in this epistle. It's in your conscience, in your mind. That's chicken, bro. That's what he's saying. That's chicken. That's what he's saying. That's all it is. It's chicken. Allah is nothing. They invoke that name. What that mean? That's chicken, bro. That's all he's saying, right? But some people don't have that understanding. They can't wrap their mind around that an idol does not exist.
That's why Paul said, but if you're going to eat it,
we'll definitely get to there, because we'll also go into chapter 10. So let's kind of pick up the pace a little bit with this. Go ahead, verse 8.
You know, the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 8. But meat commendeth us not to God.
Condemneth us not. So meat does not condemn us to God. Commended us to God. Okay. Go ahead.
Us to God most high. For neither, if we eat, are we the better. Neither, if we eat not, are we the worse.
Right. So if we eat it, it doesn't matter. Right. It's chicken. Go ahead.
But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak.
And this is the point. So we go back to that example of the brother came from Islam, new to the faith. We pass a halal store, and I'm like, man, that smells good. Let's get some chicken. In his mind, it might be, I'm aware how halal food is made. They invoke the name of Allah over it. I can't eat this. Right? It's a stumbling block to him now. Right? So because this freedom, Yahweh Shah said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right? Now you know this truth. It's not wise to eat that food that halal meat in front of your brother, because that could be a stumbling block to him. Right? That's what he's saying. What's that?
He'll start.
Exactly. It's Yeah, it's a stumbling block for him because in his mind, he's lived his life as a Muslim. For most of his life, Allah was a thing. You come in the truth now, and somebody tell you, hey, Allah don't even exist, bro. Like, it's a stumbling block for him. The first time he passed that halal food spot, he's gonna be like, I know they. You understand? Go ahead, Judah.
All this time he's been hungry.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
That's why he was stumbling.
That exactly. Yeah.
Yep, you know, book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 10. For if any man see thee which has knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple,
Mm-hmm.
shall not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols?
Mm-hmm.
And though
And
through
through?
thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom a Mashiach Christ died.
Right, because it's in his mind. He's still giving glory or still giving, I don't know, any kind of credit to Allah. Right? He's still in his mind. He hasn't worked through that yet. He's not there yet. And we'll go into this sitting at meat in the temple. I have a couple pictures for that. But go ahead.
Verse 12. But when ye sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Christ the Mashiach.
So what he's saying is be mindful of your brothers, that we know that's chicken. We know Allah ain't nothing, but that other brother might not know. And if we cause him to sin, we sin against Christ because that fault ends up on us, right? That the other brother sinned, right? Let's continue.
Verse 13, 1 Corinthians 8, 13. Wherefore, if me make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend.
So again, back to that scenario. We passed the halal spot. I'm like, that's chicken smell good. You're like, bro, that's halal. I'm not, you know what? We're not even going to eat there, brother. Let's just go somewhere else. Because I don't want you to slip in your mind because you're still weak in the faith, right? But me, I know that's good chicken and they season that thing good, right? So let's go. Exactly, right? So now let's go to the, let's go to Acts chapter 18, verse 11. I want to just show something there.
The book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 11. And he continued there a year and
Salakia. So now, Salakia, before we go there, let's, time and place matters, right? So where was Corinth? This letter is to the Corinthians, right? Where was Corinth? It's Greece. Corinth is in Greece, right? Athens, Greece. Let's before we let's read verse 1, 18 and 1.
Yeah. The book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 1. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth.
To Corinth.
Corinth.
Now which one was that? Verse 13? Verse 11. Verse 11, jump down to verse 11.
Acts 18, verse 11. And he continued there a year and 6 months, teaching the word of God most of power among them.
So Paul was in Corinth for a year and a half, 18 months. He was in Corinth teaching the church at Corinth, right? Corinth is in Greece. Now, can you bring up that first? I'm gonna teach you guys a word that and then we'll go into it. Anybody know what agora is? Agora. It's Agora. Agora is a common meeting place. Now, in America, we might not be familiar with it because New York especially is a big city, so everywhere. But in a lot of places where it's like secluded, what you would have is a meeting area, like a marketplace, where people from the countryside or wherever is going to come, right? That would be considered an agora, like just a common meeting place, right? So you could get up the first one, the definition of agora. This is important to understand why Paul is even making this teaching in there. It's not on the YouTube, not the YouTube, it's the pictures. It's in the inbox. Yep. There's 2 pictures. Hit the inbox on the top by where the Gmail is. That's compose. Right there. Yep. You can bring up. All right. Can you read it from there, Zach?
Yeah, from the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. An agora means a central public space or open gathering area in ancient Greek city states that served as the heart of political, commercial, and social life.
Mm-hmm.
The term
I don't think they say it.
The term
I can't see
translates literally to
Hold on one
assembly.
second. Hold on one second. Let me see. I'll check on the.
Oh, okay.
It's on? Okay. All right. Continue. Bring it back up for him.
Make it a little bigger.
Can you make it bigger for him? Yeah, the term.
The term translates literally to assembly or gathering place.
Go ahead.
Ancient Greek meaning civil hub where citizens met to discuss politics, vote, and hold court. Marketplace where traders sold food, goods, and crafts. Social center where people share news, philosophy, and religion.
Mm-hmm.
Modern and other meanings. General usage, any open public space for meeting or a virtual forum for free exchange
Of ideas. Right? All right. So now bring up the next one.
How do you spell that word?
Agora. Now we have to look at the other one is the Agora of Corinth. And this is why you will not see this language that Paul used in 1 Corinthians anywhere else, where he's even talking about food sacrificed to idols, because it was pertinent to what was going on in Corinth, right? Go ahead.
The ancient agora.
So this is a picture of what the Agora of Corinth looked like, but that's not even the important part. Read it. He can't see the top.
The ancient agora of Corinth features the prominent monolithic ruins of the
archaic temple of Apollo. So you see this? He says, remember in verse, let me go back to 1 Corinthians 8. Paul says something very important in there. It says, verse 10, it says, for if any man see thee which has knowledge, sit at meat in the idol's temple. In the agora in Corinth, the temple of Apollo was right there. Right? Let's continue. Standing
on a rise just northwest of the main marketplace.
So I showed you Paul was there for a year and a half. He is very familiar of what's going on in Corinth, right? He knows the layout, he knows the meeting place, all that. Let's continue.
Temple of Apollo, built around 530-550 BCE.
So this is before Yahushua was even born. This place was built. Go ahead.
Only 7 monolithic Doric columns remain today from the original structure.
Mm-hmm.
The Anagora, Roman form, a vast rectangular public square measuring 160 by 70 meters that served as a civic and commercial heart of the city.
So everybody comes down there. That's the meeting place. You know, it wasn't like some established city like New York where you got Jamaica Avenue in Jamaica, Everybody come down there to trade. You understand? It's like the heart of the city. Go ahead, read the bottom part.
The Bema Rostrum, a raised central speaker's platform where the Apostle Paul was tried by the Roman proconsul Gallio in 52
AD. CE Common Era, right? So now with that understanding, the Agora, understanding what it was like in Corinth. Now let's go to chapter 10.
Acts.
No, we're going to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Why he would even mention, somebody see you sitting in the temple of an idol eating meat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, because the main meeting place had one built right there, right? And it's not just the temple is there. It's where everybody tracks at. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 14.
That book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Flee from idolatry. Don't worship no other God, right? Where? In your mind. In your mind. Go ahead.
I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say.
Mm-hmm.
The cup of blessings which we bless is it not the communion of the blood of Christ of Mashiach?
Mm-hmm.
The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ of Mashiach?
So that word communion just literally means fellowship. It doesn't, they take that word and now it means some other thing for religious services, but it just means fellowship. Go ahead.
For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread.
Mm-hmm.
But Israel after the flesh are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar.
Right. So now he's saying we are one body, one bread, one body, and all partakers of that one bread. That's Christ. That bread is Christ. That body is Christ. We are all one in Christ. Now it says, but behold, Israel after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? This is talking about the Levites now, right? The Levites eat the meat that's sacrificed in the temple, right? We all know this. So it says that, mind you, what does Levi mean? Joined. Levi is joined onto the Most High. So it says, if they that eat from the sacrifices, aren't they partakers of it? They are joined onto it, right? Go ahead.
What I say then, that the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything.
So what am I going to say then? Is the idol a thing? Or the things that sacrifice to the idol a thing? Bro, that's chicken. Lemon pepper too, right? Go ahead.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
The Gentiles sacrifice to devils. Why? Because, hold on, let me tell you. Because they're not sacrificing to the Most High. But that thing that they're sacrificing to isn't real. They're sacrificing to something else other than the Most High. So they're sacrificing to devils. Go ahead.
You mentioned it earlier about Santeria, and that's exactly what those idols represent.
Exactly. They set it up in their closet with the idols and they put food in front of it and the incense and all that, right? Because in their mind, this is real. But we know it's not real, you know, especially back then. I didn't know nothing about it. I just know I didn't want nothing to do with it. You know, the fear, look, even before the truth, we believe in God. We, as black people especially, I'll say that, we know there's God. We don't think there's God. We know there's a God. It's in our spirit that there's a God, right? There's a prominent black college professor. I watch his videos a lot too, and he goes around disproving evolution theory, right? And he says the main reason that he has against it is because the cornerstone for evolution is that something had to come from nothing. And he's like, and it has to be repeatable. He's like, and in no recorded history of human life has they recorded something coming from nothing. And so that's the evolution is dead right there. He's like, because if evolution, he's like, because people say evolution continues in animals, so they adapt to survive. He's like, well, that means it would have to, that part of it, something coming from nothing, would also have to continue. And so if one part doesn't match, the whole thing don't match, right? But this is just going back to show that the things that they believe in is devils. That's the devils playing in their mind, got them thinking the Most High don't exist, you know, that space dust came out of nowhere. Don't make sense. Let's continue.
In 1 Corinthians 10, verse 19, no, verse 20.
Verse 20, yeah, come.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High power. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord out of one and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord out of one's table and of the table of devils.
So he's letting you know that there's a difference, right? What we do and what the world do, right? We don't mix. Even if you might see, like, you know, you're trying to win your brother, right? You're trying to teach your brother about the Most High, and you're sitting down with him. To win him, you might have to, I don't want to, like, let's say Rastafarian. Let's go to Rastafarian, right? Somebody cook up some ital, right? And while they're cooking up, they say, Ja Rastafari, right? We all know who Rastafari is, right? Haile Selassie. Now you're trying to win your brother. Now you're not going to eat his food, even though he just proclaimed Rastafari over it. No, you're going to eat the food. It's chicken, right? Because you're trying to win your brother. But in your mind, while you're eating that food, you're not like, praise Rasta. You're not doing that, right? Because that food is chicken. It's not. Haile Selassie had nothing to do with this, right? The Most High made the chicken. He gave man the skills to cook that chicken up and stew it good, and we receive it with gladness, right? We don't give Haile Selassie no credit in this. But we love our brothers, so we're trying to win them over to the Most High. So we're not going to offend him and not eat his food, right? But we're eating his food while we're trying to win him. We're not partakers with devils. You understand? We're trying to win our brother. We're not partaking in the madness that he did, right? We're not giving Haile Selassie no kind of credit for this food, nor for the fellowship of the brothers, right? That's all Paul is saying. We don't got no fellowship. He would not that you have fellowship with devils. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 22. Do we provoke the Lord out of one to jealousy? Or, are we stronger than he?
Why? Because if while we eating this food, we give Haile Selassie credit, now we're provoking the Most High to jealousy. We're ascribing the Most High's glory to somebody else. We are in our mind crediting Haile Selassie for this chicken. You understand? So we're provoking the Most High to jealousy. That's what he's saying. In our mind, we know Haile Selassie ain't got nothing to do with this. Right. But while we're partaking, trying to win our brother, we don't want to provoke the Most High to jealousy. So we're not going to be like, you know, whatever it is they say to praise him. You understand? Like, because we understand, we have knowledge that there's only one God. We don't want to provoke him to jealousy. So in the process of winning your brother, you don't acknowledge the other idol, right? You got something, Judah?
Yeah, I was thinking when you said win your brother over. It makes me think know your brother also.
Con.
Because know your brother and you know that they're gonna pray
Mm-hmm.
or eat it. You don't want to insult the Most High.
The Khan.
You know what I mean? So, in him inviting you to his house, you might want to say, "I got something to do."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And this, it's funny you say that too, because in this chapter he actually goes into that very same thing, right? And how he handled it. Now I say Paul is strong in the faith, right? So I say all that to say, know yourself, know where you're strong at, where you're weak at. Paul is saying this because he is strong in the faith, right? Let's continue.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23. All things are lawful for me,
Mm-hmm.
but all things are not expedient.
Like you said, you know your brother, you know what type of time he might be on. That's chicken is lawful for you, but it might not be expedient for you to sit there while he go through his whole, praying over it and all that, right? Go ahead.
All things are lawful for me, but all things are but all things edify not.
Uh-huh. And everything isn't for learning, right? Go ahead.
Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever is sold in the shambles.
What's the shambles? Anybody know what shambles means? It's just an old way to say marketplace. You remember the agora, the meeting place? They got the temple of Apollo right there. So he's saying whatever is sold in the shambles in the marketplace. Go ahead.
That eat
it.
That eat.
Whatever is sold in the marketplace, just eat it. Of course, if it's law within the foods we can eat, right? Go ahead.
asking no question for conscience sake.
Don't even think like, yo, I wonder did this chicken come from the Temple of Apollos? It's right here, right overlooking the shambles, right? Right overlooking the marketplace. He says, don't even ask no question for conscience sake, for your own state of mind. Like, I wonder if this came. I can't eat here because they probably sent the food from Apollo Temple here. Paul is saying, no, whatever's sold in there, just eat it, bro, for your own. But don't ask no questions for your consciousness sake. Go ahead.
Well, the earth, 1 Corinthians 10, verse 26. For the earth is the Lord our ones, and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast.
So somebody who's not in the faith and they ask you to come to the feast, come to one of their feasts, like Judah said, I might not go, Go ahead.
And ye be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no question for conscience sake.
So whatever meat that's set before you, if a brother that's not in the faith, right? Let's say, again, we go back to the Muslim. The Muslim, hey, bro, I'm having a little thing at the house. Come. And he set down food in front of you. Paul's saying, just eat it. As long as it's clean meat, as long as it's clean food, right? I remember Yeshaya once said, the Israelites view, the reason you don't see them talk about clean and unclean in the New Testament is because pig ain't food. So they're not referring to pig as food. They're not referring to, he's talking about food, what Israelites eat. We don't eat shrimp. Shrimp is not food, right? Catfish is not food. So why should I even make the distinction of saying food, right? It's not food for the Israelite. The Israelites have a code on what food is already. What we can eat, that's food, right? So he's saying, now if you go to this feast, whatever food is set in front of you, eat. Don't ask no question. Don't ask, is this halal meat? Right? Is this right? That's what he's saying. Don't just eat it. Don't ask for your own conscience sake. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 10, verse 28. But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that showed it.
So if somebody now, yes, Somebody now, the same guy set the food down. Hey, this is halal food right here, brother. You done messed it up for me, bro. Because now I have to eat that with the knowledge of your fake God. You understand? Like, it's your mind. Don't even trip on Allah. Don't even trip on, you know what? That's chicken. Right? Don't even trip on it. Let's go. I see you look puzzled, Judah.
And for conscience sake,
Uh-huh.
for the earth is the Lord our ones, and the fullness thereof.
Uh-huh.
Conscience, I say, not thine own.
But here why? See, this answer your puzzle. He's saying don't eat it, but not for your own conscience, for that brother's conscience. Why? Go ahead. We know an idol is nothing. Remember that? We know the idol is nothing. But he's explaining why you don't eat for your conscience, for your brother's conscience sake. Because remember, you're trying to win them over to who? To the Most High. So he set that food in front of you and tell you this is halal food. And you go and eat it, he'd be like, see? See? He's eating food. He acknowledged Allah, right? But what Paul is saying is don't eat it for his conscience, to let you know that, you know, we don't partake in that kind of thing, right? Go ahead.
What of the other?
Mm-hmm.
For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience?
Mm-hmm.
For if I by grace be partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that which I give thanks?
Right. So he's saying why would it be bad if he still give thanks to the Most High over it, right? But go ahead.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God Most High.
Right? You see that? Because even though he might have made, like, let's say we go to the halal store. I'm using that as a crutch. Let's say we go there. We know they invoke the name of whatever over it, right? We know that's nothing. We give the Most High, thank you, Most High, for sustaining it. Thank you, Yahweh. We didn't give no, Allah is nothing. We don't even acknowledge him. You understand? We don't acknowledge him. He's nothing. We give all praises. What we say, all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High, right? We don't give none to nobody else. The Most High, right? Let's continue. Let's finish this up.
Yeah, verse 32, 31. Out of 1 Corinthians 10. Yeah, let me finish from top 30. For I, by grace, be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that which I give thanks?
Mm-hmm.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of the Most High power.
Mm-hmm.
Give none offense, neither to the Jews, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God Most High power.
You see that?
As I please all men in all things, not seeing my own profit.
Seeking my own profit.
But the profit of many, that they may be saved. So
what he's saying in a nutshell, right? In a nutshell, by yourself, you know the halal food, Allah is a lie. If you feel like eating, go ahead and eat that, bro. If you're with somebody who's new in the faith, don't eat it for his sake, because he might still be weak in that. Or if you're trying to win somebody to the faith and they tell you that this food was sacrificed to an idol, don't eat it, because you don't want to give this person the chance to say, oh, look at him, he's fake, right? Because not for your own benefit, for their benefit, right? Why? Because all of this has to do with knowledge in your mind. In your mind. Do you acknowledge these idols don't exist unless you acknowledge them? That's what he's saying. None of these idols are real.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand clearly now, because there was a time when I was going through what do voodoo mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? What do voodoo mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what struck me was that people used to say, well, they could put it in your food and stuff like that. Because to me, it was like voodoo didn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then when the person said, well, the only way they probably can get to you being that you don't believe but nothing about no voodoo is through your food. It kind of makes some sense then, because now I'm witnessing how, things can be played on you in your food. But just out of mind-wise.
Exactly.
You can't do nothing.
So you're saying your conscience.
In your conscience. Exactly. Like, I'm West Indian. My wife is West Indian also. And obia, I'll say obia, right? Y'all know what obia is, right? I find it amazing how Belize and Guyana's different places, but that is common for us, right? And I'm like, you know what it is? It's like the mind that we believe that these kind of things can affect us. And so it does affect us. How it says you give place to the devil, that's what we do. And so because we think on these things, and I know people who practice that, and they swear up and down. And look, the Most High, let's go back to Proverbs 1. The Most High said, whatever it is that you want, he's going to give it to you. So you give credit to that voodoo, you praying and that you want to get, like, I'll use a bad example. Like, you want this man. So you praying and pray, because that's always, yes, especially for Belizean women, man. Every obia story I've heard of involves a woman and a man, always, and it's always that. So it's like they pray and they do all these ritual stuff, and then they get the guy, and it's like they give credit to the obia man, and it's like, the Most High said in Proverbs, whatever it is you want, he's going to give you. Right. So you didn't give the Most High credit. The Most High just heard what you wanted, and he gave it to you. Right? But you give credit to the obia man, so now that's idolatry for you. Right? Let's read it again. Verse 30. 1 and 30. Proverbs 1 and 30. I have a couple more verses, and then we're going to wind it down, but this is just an interesting topic. I just wanted to say this too, because within the Israelite community, where it's literally split in half, there's a group that says Paul's teaching in 1 Corinthians 8 and 10 is off. That's a thing. And then there's, like how the view, like I said right here, that Paul just was on another level. He was on another level, where it's like he understands that your mind is where all of these things either live at or die at. Like, Allah is dead in my mind. Allah doesn't exist in my mind. Yahweh, we give credit, everything, for waking us up, for watching over us, for delivering us, for feeding us. Jacob. Always one of my favorite verses in the Bible, in Genesis 48. Jacob says, he praised the Most High who has fed him all the days of his life. Abraham was a rich man. Isaac was a rich man. Jacob was a rich man. They've had sustenance all their life. But he gives the Most High credit for feeding him all the days of his life. Right? Who gets the glory? The Most High. Jacob had stuff. Remember when he left from Laban, he said all the white sheep or the speckled sheep, and then all the sheep came out speckled, and they left with Jacob, right? So Jacob had stuff. He had resources. He was not a poor man at all. In those days, flock, land, that was your riches. Children, those was your riches. Jacob had 13 children, had thousands of flocks. He had enough money to send down into Egypt to buy during the famine. One man, not the country, one man, right? So, but we have to give the Most High the credit, not nobody else, not nothing else, not the sheep that fed you, the Most High that fed you, right? Let's get Proverbs 1:30.
Yeah, you know, the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 30. They would none of my counsel,
Mm-hmm.
they despise all my reproof.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way.
So the Most High said he's gonna give you what it is you think you want. You're gonna eat of the fruit of your own ways. Go ahead.
And be filled with their own devices.
And you're gonna be filled with it. He's gonna give you abundantly of what it is that you want. Go ahead.
For the turning away of the simple shall slay them.
And because they turn away the simple life, it's gonna slay them. Go ahead.
And the prosperity of fools.
And because they see how everybody's living good, living the American dream. Go ahead. The prosperity of fools
shall destroy them.
It's gonna destroy them.
But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
Right? So whatever it is that you put your mind to, you know, I'll use myself. When I came out of high school, you know, I had a habit. Used to smoke weed. I used to say, man, I just want a job where I could smoke weed and get my money. And lo and behold, I had a job that didn't drug test. and it was good enough money for me to survive. But it's like, that's not it, you know? Then I'll this is so real. But then later on in life, I prayed and I said, at one of my lowest moments, I prayed and I said, God, I want to know what it. I literally came to the Most High, prayed for it. I said, I want to know what my forefathers believed in, because I don't know. I don't believe none of what's going on here. And then I started running in the camps, right? And that's just how it is. The Most High gave me what I wanted, right? And if you ask him, he's going to give you what you want. Like me and Zach was talking about earlier. When you got any issue, and this is faith, turn to the Most High. It might not be how you think it's going to look coming out, but he's going to give you what you asked for. You got something, Judah?
You put me in mind of myself. Years ago, I used to say, Father, I'm tired of being around these white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me a job, Father, where I don't have to be, where I'm around my own people.
Uh-huh.
Man, I wish I would have never. I ain't never heard so much gossip in all my life.
God.
You know?
Yeah.
These white people, they about business.
Exactly,
You know?
God.
Only thing your people is in other people's business talking about each other.
Exactly.
Wow.
You got to be careful what you ask the Most High for. You know, it's to the point. You know, I'm scared to really ask the Most High for much. Personally, I will ask for the destruction of this place. I will ask to see the fall of my enemies. I will ask for the restoration of Israel. But personally, I'm scared to ask it, because I know he's going to give it, and it might not look the way that I thought it would. You understand? Go ahead.
No, the Most High want us to ask for big things. Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
But I pray, I know everybody pray the same thing. I ask him to bless me to be able to handle your blessing.
Con.
Because when it comes down to money, we don't worship money. We know the market. We know we use it as defense. Ecclesiastes 7:12. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So even though everything is a test, but when it comes, then it's going to be another test. And then the elder Ben even said too, a couple years ago, he said that not only the Most High will bless us, right? But we can never comprehend how he loves us. And I even say, I'm waiting to just add on that.
Yeah. The pray on it, right? That's my answer to it. It's ironic too that before the class even started, me and Zach was talking, and this is the outcome of it. You know, pray on it. You know, whatever it is, pray on it. You know, like when you see something that you like or something that you want, how you're persistent with it. That's how you got to be with the Most High too. Get them tired of hearing this brother ask for this, you know. Yahweh, please. You know, and ask for it constantly ask for it, and you're gonna get it, because this is our faith, that we have a relationship with our power, right? We have a relationship with our power. The way you might get it might not be how you even thinking about it. You know, you might be asking something big, and then the Most High sends somebody along your path, and they give you a ways that you didn't even think about how you could get that thing that you wanted, right? But let's finish. I got 2 more verses and we're done. Let's get Romans chapter 7, verse 25.
Romans chapter 7. Verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
For he supposed.
No, 7:25. 7:25. Yeah, 6, right?
7:25. I thank Yahweh.
The book of Acts 1. The book of Acts chapter 7, verse 25.
Yes, Romans 7:25.
Romans 7, verse 25. I thank the Most High power through Jesus, Yahweh Shah, our Lord Adonai.
Mm-hmm.
So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of the Most High power,
Mm-hmm.
but with the flesh, the law of sin.
You understand that? Right? With your mind, you serve God. And with your flesh, you serve sin. Real simple.
Right, straight to the point.
Yep, it's that balance. Your mind has control over your flesh, though. Don't think because you're in the truth, temptation, stop. No. This is when it gets good. Because when you wasn't in the truth, temptation is just opportunity. That's all that was for you. Because you ain't know better or you ain't care better. But now that you have that knowledge of the Most High in your mind, now temptation becomes the battle. Like now the fight begins. Like now I have to master myself. Because my flesh wants what my flesh wants.
Yeah.
Right? But my mind, I have to serve the Most High. I have to worship the Most High first in my mind. Right? Let's get Romans 12 and 1.
That's what Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God Most High power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Right? Present your body as a sacrifice. Give up what that fleshly desire wants. That is the sacrifice, right? I always tell my wife, you know, like, we can get anything, but we can't get everything, right? And what that means? It means that we have to choose what we want and sacrifice what we're willing to give up. What we're willing to give up, that's a sacrifice so that we can get what we want. I want the kingdom of heaven. So all these things that my flesh might want that'll get in the way of me obtaining that kingdom of heaven, those are stuff that just gotta go. And it's that simple. They just gotta go. I cannot. Because, like, yeah, I might be beating my brains up about how am I gonna make ends meet and do this and do that, but you wanna know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna go stealing and robbing. I'm not gonna go coveting something that belongs to my neighbor. I'm not gonna, you understand? I'm gonna, if it's for me, it's for me. What is for me, God already had for me. Nobody can take that away from me. That is mine. I'm gonna get what God had for me. What it didn't, that's the stuff that your flesh comes in and say, you could rarely go for that, you know? Like, yeah, you got a 2-bedroom house, but you could use a 3. It might be out your budget right now, but you know, you understand? That's where the temptation comes in, and then you gotta sacrifice that, give up that fleshly. That's your sacrifice, and the scriptures say it's your reasonable service.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. That's not something that's hard. That's reasonable. It's expected of you. You had something?
Yeah, let the body suffer.
Let the body suffer.
fast and pray.
Exactly. Got verse
In the
2.
book of Psalms chapter 19, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord Most High, my strength and my redeemer.
Khan, right? He says, look, then that's our aim, right? Like, yeah, we fall short, right? Especially dealing with Jake in the world, right? You know, it'd be so weird to me how quickly conversations could go left. Like you having a regular conversation and then how we end up talking about this, right? Because Jake is leading you there, right? That's the devil in them telling them lead you there, right? But we have to always fall back to the law, fall back to the worship of the Most High, the fear of the Most High.
Don't read the Bible. What would you gotta say?
Yeah,
I know they won't.
man, I'll go on the train, and I'm only on the train for a few stops, but I'm reading my Bible on the train because one, the amount of craziness that you see in the summertime, you know, temptation is out there, right? And conversations. And the other day I was on the train and this guy walked in and he pulled a knife out and started stabbing the glass, you know, between the two cars. And he's stabbing the glass. And I'm like, man, people are crazy out here. Spirits are out here and they're crazy. And I'm not that pompous to think that they can't jump on me, you know. So I try to keep my head down and be humble and keep, you know, let me get the word in while I have a chance and then go to work, right? But let's finish verse 2 and that's
Verse
the end
2,
of the
Romans
class.
chapter 12, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Be not conformed to this world,
Mm-hmm.
but be ye transformed by renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God Most High power.
Right? It said, be not conformed to this world. Don't be like this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Always remember that. It all starts up here in your mind. What you do started up there. You worship the Most High up here, and then what you do will reflect that worship, right? With that, I yield. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Hope you guys got something out of the Sabbath service.
And wait for part 2.
You end it up top. Oh, you got it. Shabbat Shalom.